Hi, ako si Miguel Castro at welcome back sa aking channel. Reality TV shows. Aba, mahilig ang mga Pinoy dyan. Kasi madamdami ng mga Pilipino. Nakikisawsaw sa makulay na pakikipagsapalaran ng mga contestant sa show. Lalo na kung ang contestant ay sobrang relatable o nakakaagaw pansin ng mga manonood. Kung papaano nila pinagdaanan ng bawat challenges at kung sa bandang huli ay mapagtatagumpayan nila ito. At syempre, mahilig kumanta ang mga Pilipino. Kaya kapag pinagsama mo ang dalawang hilig na ito, maaadi ka talaga sa mga shows katulad ng The Voice Philippines. Marami ang naghahangad na magkaroon ng pagkakataon na makapasok sa audition ng contest na ito at kakaunti lamang ang pinapalad. Pero sa kabila ng lahat, marami pa rin ang nagbabakasakali. Gusto mo bang maging singer? Pues, makinig ka na sa kwentuhan namin ni Mr. Tim Pavino.
Oh my God. Hi, long time no see.
I know. Planned ba yung pagpunta mo dyan sa Seattle or because of the COVID here?
I was planning to come last March after my musical.
Oo.
I was doing Next to Normal, and then we just opened, and we were gonna do it for 3 or 4 weekends, and then ayun, wasn't able to leave. I was supposed to be here for my birthday, March 24, and then ayun, delayed, and then I was gonna plan to come for Christmas anyway, so I figured kasi everything's online na I'll just come here na lang kasi mag-isa lang si mom. I've been living on my own in my unit in Mandaluyong for 2 years now.
Oo nga, kasi nga when I sent you a message few days ago, I thought of contacting your mom. Only because parang hindi naalis sa isip ko that you're already a grown up na, kasi parang nasa isip ko pa rin it's still the same old young Timmy. So I called Tita Valley to ask her, Tita Valley, what should I do, because I would be needing this and that para maganda yung interview namin, Timmy, ganyan, and then she told me na Timmy is very independent now. He's on everything on his own na. Because the first time that I met you, I saw how your mom really supported you. That's why I thought that she's still taking care of things for you. But I didn't realize that. Oo nga naman. Mature na si Timmy.
well, in fairness, I mean we've known each other. Well, we met each other. I was
2011.
2011 ba? Oh, I was 21. I had just turned 21. And now I'm 30.
You've always been in Seattle naman. I mean, you were born in Seattle, no?
Born and raised in Seattle. Well, I'm a dual citizen. I claimed late citizenship, kaya I was in Manila majority of the time. And I would come here just once or twice in a year since I moved. And I would just be here for like 3 weeks.
So when did you move to Manila?
2011 din.
At 2011 then, right after. Okay, but that was already pre-planned or hindi rin?
No, it was an accident. It was an accident why I moved. Even the time that we met each other, there was no sign that I was moving to Manila. Wala pa.
Okay. Tim, how early did you know that you wanted to be a singer?
I didn't want to be a singer.
You didn't want to be a singer?
Feeling ko kasi given siya sa family. Everyone in the family sings. My mom is 1 out of 9 children and all of them can sing. And my lola, when she was younger, was a dramatic soprano. And my lolo, even though he was a surgeon, he on the side was a classical pianist. So music has always been there. For me, it was nothing. I thought was gonna be serious for me, I just picked up the habit of singing. I took the voice lessons and we performed together. I performed, but it didn't mean something stable for me or something that I saw a future in. You know, when you start singing, you start wondering what would be special about me that would make it different than what's already out there. And there's so many balladeers, and I guess same package is what I thought I would have. I guess you just have to create your own path. But it wasn't until I was in a really low point in my life, maybe just before you and I met, 2009. I sang in a concert in Vancouver, and I was a really low point in life, in my personal life, and I sang a particular song by Martin Rivera. It goes, where do you go to be safe and warm? Where do you run in the face of every storm? Where do you fly to find your rainbow, your heaven, your shining sea? Tell me what sets you free for me. And then the chorus is, I sing and I see miracles. I sing and I'm exactly who I am. I sing in all the times and places I cannot control. I sing and music heals my soul. I didn't realize it would hit me that, whether or not I'll be popular, whether or not I'll make something of this, as long as I sing, I feel like I'm doing something right, and it's what I should be doing if I feel like my soul is aligned with it. So I felt like I should become a singer from that point. I didn't know how, but I just knew at that moment that that's the direction I should start coursing everything in my life to go in. Yeah.
When you started The Voice Philippines, I thought your mom was behind you. Ang dating sa akin is you and your mom is always a tandem. Well, we were always be a tandem with our moms. But in your career venture, I thought that you were always a tandem, and it's not easy to even get an audition for The Voice. Because being in The Voice is a dream for every aspiring singer in the Philippines. Because I guess it's the quickest way to get recognized and be out there. So, what was the experience? How was the experience?
Well, a backstory. Prior to joining The Voice, I had already joined another singing competition on another network 2 years before, and parang may trauma na ako. I didn't want to join another reality competition because the first one was really a horrible experience. Imagine PBB and The Voice had a baby. Parang ganun, you were stuck in a house and it's a singing competition and all this mental trauma. But so I thought I didn't want to do something like that again. But when Lola was, what brought her joy was to see me perform. And after we watched the first season of The Voice together, she was saying, Sana you can audition for that. And when the auditions came out, I was still hesitant. And my friend who was on the first competition with me, she really wanted to audition. But she said that she wouldn't audition unless I auditioned with her. I said, oh. And then she blackmailed me. She said, I guess blackmail. She said, I'm gonna disown you from this life. I'm not gonna be your friend anymore if you don't join with me. And I've seen her do it to someone else. So I knew she was capable of unfriending me. So I said, okay, sige na nga. I'm not gonna lose anything naman by trying. When I auditioned, some people don't know. They think that it's the blind audition agad. But, there are preliminaries first before getting onto the TV round. You have to have a VTR interview. They check your story. They, of course, check your talent. I think I had 3 or 4 interview rounds. I auditioned like everyone else. I got in line. The process was very tedious. It took almost a year of waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got the call for the blind audition, I was already palpitating. And then I remember being there at the blind audition, maybe 120 almost 200 of us, maybe 200 of us. Imagine from like 8,000 plus auditionees, all over the Philippines and the world. Now there's only 200 of us cramped into this room, and everyone is vocalizing. Everyone is, trying to show off to each other, and I was just there like. My audition was actually the very first one that came out for the whole season, so that was nerve-wracking. Na ako yung pinakauna. But during the actual audition process, which was like over 4 days, I was on the second day, and I already knew that there were limited slots already on each coach's team, and I really wanted Leia. And I said, "Oh, what are the odds? What are the odds? What can I do so that she'll turn? What's in my voice that I could color some more, or what do I need to perfect it?" I remember singing already. Usually, sometimes they press the button on the first note or the first line. Wala pa din. It's already the chorus. Wala pa din. Nag-start na yung bridge. Wala pa din. I said, and I was already shaking. My throat was getting so dry, and I had a few family and friends in the audience who were watching, and you just see everyone just like this, and everyone is forced to be quiet. They're not allowed to cheer, and the room is so flat, no reverb, no nothing. It's just dry voice, and you're like totally opposite from being a balladeer. Like you want full echo and reverb and the moment.
No, the dry on your part, but when I saw some of the videos on The Voice, it doesn't sound like it's flat.
Oh no, because it's taped, diba? So they added it. They added the reverb.
Okay.
Later. No, and I think it's that way talaga, because the coaches have to really hear the voice. It would be unfair, I think, if the coaches just heard your voice with all of these effects and then they don't know what they're actually dealing with. So at least they know what they're actually dealing with. And even the button, when they press the button, you hear that sound. It's not there.
You don't hear it.
You just see the chair turn if they turn.
Okay.
So, and I think they do that also para hindi magulat yung auditionee. Like if something happens, then it ruins the performance. Feeling ko it's really like that. And ayun, when I was about to sing the "With You in My Heart and My Soul, and I hit that one high note, my eyes are actually already closed because I had given up. I actually internally thought that I wasn't gonna make it. By the time you hit the high note, there's only 15 seconds left. And I said, there's no way. So I just closed my eyes. And then when I opened my eyes to do the "and I'll be there," I saw that Leia was the only one. And then I realized, oh my God, she turned. And that's why if you watch the video, I go like this, because it was me going, thank you, oh my God. Because imagine all the pent up energy of waiting for months and how tired you are, and then waiting to just get on the stage to sing a minute and 15 seconds. It's already emotionally exhausting. And if you notice in the video, I also fall on my knees right after I hit the last note. And when I opened my eyes, I didn't realize Sarah and Bamboo had also turned. I was already crying on the floor. It's something I'll never forget. It's something I'll never take for granted. Reality TV, it's not easy.
Yeah, but how real is reality TV? Because I had the feeling sometimes whenever I watch these reality TV show, lalo na in the States, that parang everything is highly dramatized. And because I have a friend as well who auditioned for The Voice. He's a really, really, really good singer. But sadly, feeling ko kasi kahit na reality TV show yan, ang hinahanap pa rin ng network, I guess, is a whole package ng tao na ipupush nila para mag-compete sa loob ng The Voice. I mean, that means that you really have to have the face, the voice, the talent, and everything, and maybe, a little bit of interesting story behind you. That's why this person that I know never really made it, because sadly he doesn't have the
Yeah.
not just the face but the kind of personality that people would watch. Hindi lang yung voice.
But you know, I have to say, when you say full package, that could mean many things, because in reality TV, as far as I've known from my experience and working with the network, one, I'm very thankful to ABS because they're a really hard worker. They're really hard workers in terms of writing the stories and making sure that you don't stray off path of your focus of what you really want out of the show. When you ask how reality TV is it's actually really reality TV, considering it's a game.
Okay.
And considering and some parts are taped. What makes it reality is that they ask you a question and they allow you to expound honestly and vulnerably as much as you can.
Mhm.
And of course, they keep holding a sign over their head saying Tagalog. You know, when I'm starting to speak more English than Tagalog, then they're holding a sign right. But more or less, even if something is already prompted, saying, Timmy, they're gonna ask you this question, it's still gonna be up to you how you want to present yourself. And if you present yourself with something that's fake, well, that kind of goes to show what kind of person you are outside of the show. You know, like some people will do whatever it takes to make it, even if they have to lie. And some people will be so vulnerable that it's too much emotion and it has to die down a bit. You have to like control it. For me, I felt like I was lost the whole show. Like I don't know who I was. I don't know what I wanted to be for everybody. Was it gonna be what I wanted, what I should be, what I think that they want from me, or should I just be myself? Is that enough? It was like a constant battle going back and forth like this, and that's hard. And
nobody is like giving you like tips or a little bit of you should do this for you to be able to do this, and so walang ganon.
No, I understand. I think it's when it comes down to, like, let's say you pick a song. What are you gonna do with the song? And then that's where I think it will start. But no one's gonna like tell you to your face you should do this. I think you'll feel the encouragement of one way or another when you're starting to discuss what you're going to present. Either the writers will talk to you about, oh, you picked this song, so why? What emotion do you want to portray from it? What memory are you associated with for this song? Then of course, I have my time with Leia, and there was one time that I think it was the first live show on the top 20, and I remember she was trying to break through to me in honesty for the song. Like she wanted me to be not like the sure Tim Pavino. She wanted me to be vulnerable on stage, something that the audience maybe hasn't seen. Like they've seen me sing ballads and I'm always in attack mode, but they haven't seen me bare my soul. And she called me at 4 a.m. Like she got my number. She called me at 4 a.m. and she's like, I'm in the bathroom right now and I can't sleep because I'm not satisfied yet with our talk yesterday during the coaching session. And the next day was gonna be the show. She said, I just need to know, like, what can I do? What can I say that will help you just let go and just trust the process and trust the song and where the song should go, and without any bias. She's an amazing coach. I appreciated that. It's also a gamble when you join a show, like who you're going to be working with, because you're technically working with people even if you're competing.
So The Voice opened a lot of doors for you. What happened then?
Oh God, after The Voice,
Kasi
I was still lost because I thought, because it's a game, you tell yourself it's not gonna affect me if I lose. Process of elimination, it's not gonna affect me. I took it personally for some weird reason. I took it personally, and I remember looking at the scoreboard when I lost, and I lost by 0.2%. 0.2%. That's like probably 100 something votes lang. And I keep thinking, what else could I have done after that? I didn't know what I wanted to do. I thought, is this it? Because I didn't make it, will people not follow me anymore? Will people think I'm a failure? You start thinking of all the negative, too much trauma. So after the show, I didn't know if I wanted to do it anymore, because you feel like, oh no, how do I erase this moment of my life and move forward? And not erase, but how do I get past it?
I already thought that you've already won because yun lang ang kailangan mo for you to make a mark in the singing industry. Even you say that you feel like you lost, I never really felt that you lost because you're already inside. You can do whatever you want after that. But I can understand, you the way you feel. But in my perception, of course, I feel bad about it as well when I was watching it, but it's like, no, it doesn't really matter because you're already there.
I appreciate that. No, I maybe now looking back, that's a very important moment of my life, the blind audition specifically, because when I'm associated with any other song in the industry, it's always "You Are My Song," and I'm very thankful. But maybe that blind audition was the thing that really paved the way for the rest of my career. Yeah, I wouldn't change a thing. Not winning the show, I was so blessed. Star Music picked me up right after, and I released my first album within a year. And it was nice because part of my healing process of losing was we went on a nationwide tour. I was just so honored and blessed to hear stories from actual people who were affected by my journey on The Voice. I was starting to be very thankful of where God had placed me, and allowed things to happen in my life. After the tour, that's when I started recording my album. It had Angeline Quinto on it, it had Morissette on it, and I started working with arrangers and people that I never thought I would even be able to interact with. And that's when I started realizing that this is my own path. I should find a way to make it happen. And that's also how I started acting.
Personally, very happy when you started doing theater. So I was very happy when you did Myong. So that was your first ever theater production.
No, it's my first major lead role, especially in the Philippine industry. I actually did a workshop, Repertory Philippines. It was my very first time to interact with other actors. And I didn't have very many friends. So finding friends in theaters, I think is important for anyone, because theater people in general have this energy, have this enthusiasm about life that you can't find anywhere else. And then after that, I worked with Julie Borromeo. She picked me to do a tour of the Fantastics, and I did that. I played Matt. That was my first taste of what theater is like here. But my very first professional theater production was with Atlantis, and I'm so thankful to Derek Bobby Garcia when he gave me a chance to do Jersey Boys. I was in the ensemble. I guess it's close to Broadway. It's so close to Broadway as what I hear from other people who have done Broadway and then have worked with Atlantis. They say it's the closest thing you're gonna get, and it feels like it because you're working so hard every day and perfecting a show in such little time, and it's amazing. It's amazing. So I got bit by the bug after that, and I started working with Atlantis. For many other shows after, we did Matilda the musical, Sideshow the musical, and then I did Myong with Repertory Philippines, and that was my first lead. And then I came back to Atlantis again right after that, same year, 2019, and I did Beautiful, the Carole King musical, and that was my last production with Atlantis. So far, and I still hope to do many more with Atlantis. And just recently, before the lockdown, it was Next to Normal, and I played Gabe Goodman. That one was interesting because they hired me as a professional, and I still don't consider myself as an actor. Like, I have it in my resume now, but it's still awkward for me to say I'm an actor because I feel there's so many people who were born to do it, and I always consider myself a singer who can act. I don't know. I can't. I have imposter syndrome if I say I'm an actor, and I don't like the feeling when I know so many people have put more blood, sweat, and tears than me. But
Ako,
yeah.
baliktad
Anyway,
naman tayo because it took me a lot of time before I was able to label myself as a singer because I started as an actor for a long time. Nobody believes that I can sing because I was already old when I started singing. I was already like in my early 30s. Eh. But anyway, so this is your 7th year in the business because I saw in your timeline that you said.
yeah,
So would
yeah.
you say that you were able to get all the things that always hoped to achieve?
What I can say is I achieved dreams I didn't know that I had dreamt. When you dream, you have like a vague depiction of what you want. On the way to getting to that stage, you don't realize you're achieving other dreams you forgot you had or you didn't even think of, but it happened anyway. In my career personally, I didn't even come to Manila to sing. I came to Manila to take care of my lola, and it just so happened that singing still followed me and it still found its way to me without me looking for it. I just take one step at a time, one show at a time, and that's how I've been looking at it. Because if I try to look so far ahead, it might not happen. But if I focus on today and what's being presented to me, then I just have to do my best. To answer your question about did I achieve everything that I thought I would achieve, so much more. I'm blessed, and I know it. I'm very happy, and I try to remind myself that there are so many people who want to be in my position, to have the certain opportunities that were presented my way, and I don't want to take them for granted. If God gave you a gift,
Yeah.
you should use it, because otherwise He'll take it away.
So I know that
but
you're with stages now, but before you got into stages, so who was guiding you?
I was managed also briefly by Jonathan Manalo. He composed Patuloy ang Pangarap ni Angeline and many other songs. But so Jonathan also helped me in the industry. I had a lot of mentors. I first took whatever knowledge I could get from my aunt, Cecilia Zarcon, and she was telling me as a songwriter what her experiences were in the industry. Soc Villanueva, who sought after me and helped me produce my very first independent album. He also guided me as a songwriter and his experiences in the industry as well. When I did the Fantastics, I got to meet the late Bernardo, and he really told it straight to my face when something was off about me as a person, like if I was fake. Before he passed, I went to his birthday. He looked disappointed when he saw me. He told me to sit down and he looked in my face and he said, "You're not Tim. You're not Timmy. Who's this manufactured boy in front of me?" And he goes, "How come you've lost the fire in your eye? How come you've changed?" I thought I had done everything to achieve whatever I was achieving at the moment. And then I realized, oh yeah, a part of my real self, a part of my real personality I had lost in order to cater to people and their want of whatever they saw in me. And that's where he was trying to tell me the difference between being what people want and being an artist. Where when you're an artist, you're blending but in who you are with what you've got or what you're getting. And I wasn't doing that. I was just taking and I wasn't giving. And the great Direct Freddy Santos. Because of Direct Freddy, I almost went back home to Seattle. He made me cry so hard. I auditioned for GMA Artist Center. I remember at the time I was sent to him for like an evaluation. I remember going into his studio. He was like in the dark with a cigarette like this. He goes, "Find your light. Do you see the lights? Find it. Where is your light?" And then I'm trying to look for my light, and I said, "Okay, I found it." And he goes, "No, you haven't. That's not your light." And then he goes, "Now describe to me how you found your light in Tagalog." It was 2012. 2012. Oh, 2011. I had just moved here. I didn't know how to say it. And he goes, so why are you here? Why are you even trying to make it in this industry? You don't even understand the industry. You don't even know the people. So why do you want to sing? Why are you here? And I go, oh, I want to be a performer, and even if I don't earn anything, I just want to be able to make people happy with it. Something like that. Make people happy. It goes like that. Why would you want to just make people happy? And it's not about the money? Of course it's about the money. And he's toying with my brain, and he's saying, there's somebody out this window who's singing at the top of their lungs, trying to hit the highest note just so that they can be noticed, or even earn 500 pesos for like 60 songs or something like that. And you're just gonna sing, and it's not about the money? You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're dealing with. And he said, I feel sorry for you. I think you've wasted your time. You should probably go back home to Seattle. And I was just crying. And I said, what did I get myself into? I don't understand the culture. He goes, have you even ridden the MRT? Have you even have you tried riding a jeepney, a trike? Do you even understand what people go through in their daily lives here in the Philippines? If you're telling me this is what you want to do for a living, you don't even understand the people. How do you expect them to like you? And that really hit me. And instead of going home, which I almost did, I was so close to going home, I just challenged myself to do everything that he told me I didn't do. After that, I started commuting and learning how to speak Tagalog as much as I could, and just immersing myself. And I realized I didn't understand a lot. And so maybe that's advice for a lot of other people who want to make it in the Philippine industry. It's not just about talent, it's about so much more. It's really about relatability, and that's something I lack a lot in. So anyway, yeah. After that, when I joined theater, a mentor of mine is Direct Bobby Garcia. His words of wisdom is like a voice of God. He's just so precise with what he says. He knows what he wants to do with what he says to you, and how he wants you to be affected by it before he says it.
This business is really tough. Do you think you've already toughened up?
Yeah, I think there's a moment where you're not fazed anymore by criticism.
Exactly.
Instead you listen to it, and you ask yourself, why did they ask that? Why did they say that about me? And then you apply it to yourself, but you don't look at it as something offensive. And you can relate to that. You know that feeling of just asking, why did I even do this? Why am I even talking to this person? Why am I in this situation?
Parang hindi ako nagugulat on where you were going, because you've always been a people person. I think that's one of the best trait an artist can have para to survive inside it. Kasi you really have that there.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, that you say I'm a people person. I probably am a little bit too much, because I'm very giving. Once I feel comfortable, I like to talk. I think that's how you and I became friends, because if I didn't open my mouth, how would we ever connect? I think in the industry, it's important that you are a people person in terms of appreciating every person that helps you get on the stage. It's so important to not ignore what you think would be the smallest person, because that smallest person could be the very connection that leads you to the next thing that's going to be big in your life, and you don't know. It's also a curse because sometimes you can be manipulated, you can be used, and you will be hurt and burned, and you will be misunderstood, and that's just part of it. If you're not ready for that, then You should look elsewhere. People should learn to be ma-PR.
Yeah.
Not showbiz PR, because oh God, it bothers me when some people in the industry are so showbiz. It's just,
And you will see
like,
it.
you know,
Actually, you will really see it kapag showbiz lang talaga.
and with the internet and the access of information, everyone is now more aware of when someone is being showbiz. Even in the moment, and maybe back then you could get away with doing the showbiz thing because it was the thing. Talking that way. Hello po. It triggers me. Lalo na when you join theater, di ba? When you join theater, there's no room for showbiz because you'll be kicked out. You'll never work again in theater.
So now that you're in stages, so ano ang future for you I know that everything's on hold right now, but what are you up to under stages now? How long have you been in stages nga pala? Now?
Since 2015, just as long as I've been with Star Music. Well, what's nice about stages is they're very family oriented. You don't feel pressured, but you also feel that there's always support when you're about to do something. And I love having that community of people, and I appreciate that they took a chance on me after The Voice. And since then, every project that I've done has been made with love, whether or not it would be considered a success. It was always made with heart, and I never regretted anything that I did with stages until now. And stages allows me to create unapologetically. So I'm working on a new album again. I think I'm always creating. I'm working on something now, two things. I think I might release 2 albums at the same time. It's unheard of, but I mean, people have done it, but it's important to just release whatever you have when you have it. Acting, who knows? I just hope that everyone gets a chance to perform again. And I miss singing on stage, but for now, I found other avenues online to perform. I found a new niche of an audience, and I'm enjoying it so far.
Tim, the biggest lesson you've learned in this business? The biggest lesson I've learned in this
Okay.
is not to really trust too many people. You really have to choose the people that you will trust.
For myself, in where I am right now, the number one thing that I've learned is when you're planning something, keep it to yourself. And I realized also, when you don't post online, when you don't continuously pour out your feelings, people will not know what's about you. They'll still have a mystery of what's going on in Timmy's life. Why is he so quiet? Biglang, boom, album. Or boom, like he's gonna have a show. And I've done that before, and I could see the effectiveness of it, of the surprise. I think that's important. You don't need to tell people your plans. Just do it. Awareness. That's more specific. Awareness is the number one thing. Awareness and being present.
So thank you very much, Timmy, and I will see you soon, and we hope to see you more after this pandemic. Bye.
Thank you.
Si Tim ay patunay lamang na hindi mo kailanman malalaman kung ano ang kahihinatnan ng isang pangarap, kahit ito ay mukhang imposible hanggat hindi mo ito sinusubukang abutin. At kung sa bandang huli, hindi ito maabot, ito ay hindi nangangahulog ang nag-aksaya ka lamang ng panahon, sapagkat ang daan patungo sa isang pangarap ay nagbubukas pa ng iba pang pinto tungo sa ibang bagay na hindi mo akalaing kaya mo palang makamtan. Maraming salamat at hanggang sa susunod na kwentuhan. Mag-like at mag-subscribe ka. At kung nagustuhan mo ang video na ito, i-share mo ito sa iyong mga kaibigan. See you next time!